Hello, my dear children. Welcome back to English class. Today we are with a new lesson, chapter 6 of our literature leader, and the lesson's name is This is Jody's Fawn. So, before beginning the lesson, let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever bitten by any poisonous thing? Have you had a wound, a cut in a knee with a knife or something like that? Have you ever gone to doctor or did you find some remedies by yourself? Just think of all these questions. And with these details, now we are thinking about this is Jody's fawn. As the title indicates, there is a small fawn is there. Fawn means a small, that's a young deer. Okay, so the thing is that what is happening? What are the series of events happening in the story? With the wood, rattlesnake, many things, many information, small information is given here. So here also the character, the Jody's father is bitten by a rattlesnake. What remedy they are taking? After taking that remedy, what are the things which is coming out of this Jody's mind? That we will think about this. Listen, when the story moves on, the mind of that young boy, how he is feeling pity with that fawn. Rest all things we can see in detail when moving off the lesson. Before moving the lesson, let's see about the author. In this story, the Jody's father has been bitten by a rattlesnake. Rattlesnake is a poisonous snake. He quickly kicks a door and uses its heart and liver to draw out the poison. Jody wonders what will happen to little Fawn left without a mother. Think how curiously, how pitifully this small boy is thinking. What will happen to that little fawn? Because they killed the mother too. Small child's mind, always the children's mind will be going like that. Okay, how the small child is thinking all about what all thoughts is coming. So we are moving to the first part of the story. Let's go in detail. Jody allowed his thoughts to drift back to the fawn. He could not help it out of his mind. He had held it in his dreams and his arms. He slipped from the table and went to his father's bedside. Penny lay at rest. His eyes were open and clear, but the pupils were still dark and dilated. Jody said, "How are you feeling, Pa?" "Just fine, son. Old Death has gone thieving elsewhere, but wasn't it a close shave?" "I agree," Penny said. "I'm proud of you, boy, the way you kept your head and did what was needed." So, this Jody is keeping sleeping in his bed. Everything he is doing, whatever he is doing, was not able to have a concentration. He is not able to concentrate on one particular thing because he is always thinking. His thoughts just keep on coming likewise. They had done something wrong to that little fawn. So we had killed the mother deer so that his life has gone and that little fawn is being left alone in the forest. What will happen to that? So he is talking to his father and is going that at late night he is going to his father and sitting next to his father and asking we had done something wrong. So but father is feeling so proud of his son and saying that I am proud of you, boy, the way you kept your head and did what was needed. So he is just thinking and he's saying that what you did is right. So I'm so much proud of you. Pa, yes, sir. Pa, do you recollect the doe and the fawn? So Pa, this Jody is asking to his dad is that, do you remember that doe and fawn? I can never forget them. Poor doe saved me, that is certain. Pa, the phone may out be there yet. It might be hungry and very scared. See the situation, how very pitifully this Jody is thinking, this boy is thinking that, see, we have taken the life of that doe because now whether that fawn is hungry, what will be happening to that fawn, what we are going to do. I'm thinking about that like that. He's thinking, I suppose so. So father is saying that, yes, I am also thinking the same thing because he might be hungry. Because the child only knows that mom is giving food to all the children. Now the mom's life is taken by them and he is thinking like that. Pa, I'm a big boy now, don't need to drink milk, and why don't I go and see if I can find the fawn? So Jody is saying that I'm now big now, I don't want to drink milk anymore. I just want to go and find out fawn from the forest and bring it there and raise it. Penny lay quiet and staring at the ceiling. So what the thing is that now, as for all the parents, child, however big they are, if they will be having small child, they will be thinking their children as very small boy and girl or something like that. Okay, they, for them always they are small. But what this Jody is saying, Pa is thinking and just seeing on the top of the ceiling and sitting, keeping very much quiet over there. Okay. It won't take much to raise it, but it will soon start eating leaves and acorns. So he's saying that there won't be much time to take him, bring up or something. It will be soon having his food by his own. You are smarter than boys of your age. We took it, mother, and it wasn't to blame. Surely it seems ungrateful to leave it to starve, son. I can't say no to you. I never thought I would live to see another day. So Pa is saying that I cannot blame you. I cannot stop you even, because the way you thought is very valid value it is. So I cannot stop you of going and taking to home or to feed it. And now we have taken the life of its mother. So we should think like that. Can I ride back with Millville and see if I can find it? Tell your ma I said you can go. So Pa is saying that you please just inform your mom and you can just leave. He sidled back to the table and sat down, and his mother was pouring coffee for everyone. He said, Ma, and Pa says, I can go. Bring back the phone. She held the coffee pot in the middle. Always will be so much tensed about their children. So when he informed the idea of bringing Fawn and going alone and find out this Fawn, Ma was so excited. The fawn belonging to doe were killed. We used to the doe's liver to draw out the poison and save Pa. So Jody is saying that we just killed the doe and we took the liver to save the life of Pa. So we should say we have the responsibility to save that fawn also. She gasped. Well, for pity's sake, Pa says it would be ungrateful to leave it to starve. So Jody is thinking that it will be very bad if we leave that fawn to starve. Doc Wilson said, that's right, ma'am. Nothing. The world comes quite free. The boy is right and his daddy is right. Millville said, he get right back with me. I will help you to find him. She set down the pot helplessly. Mother was just what she cannot say anything because everybody was speechless out of this Jody's thoughts. Well, if you give it your milk, we have got nothing else to feed it. Millville said, come on, boy, we have got to ride. Ma Baxter asked anxiously, you can go no long. Jody said, I will be back before dinner. So he just leave him there and he just said that you should wait here. I will go alone to there. And he is saying that how long it will take time. When will you come back? So the boy is saying that I will be back before dinner. Millville mounted his horse and pulled Jody's behind him. He said to Millie, do you think Fawn's still there? Will you help me to find him? We will find him if he is alive. You know. How you know it's he? So this boy is asking to MacBuster is that, can you help me to find him? And can you help me to find him? So he's asking how you know it's a he. The spots were in a line. One a doe fawn, Pa says the spots were every which way. So he find out very clearly and they were into that. Okay, now the second part of the lesson, Jody gave himself because he is inside the forest to find out where this fawn is. Jody gave himself over to the thoughts of the fawn. They passed an abandoned clearing. He said, cut to the north, Millville. It was up here that Pa got bitten by the snake and killed the doe and I saw the fawn. Suddenly, Jody was unwilling to have Millville with him because all of a sudden when they were into the forest, Jody don't want Millville with him because he don't want anybody to accompany him. He stopped him there. The foe was dead. The fawn was dead or could not be found. He could not have a disappointment scene. So if the fawn was there, the meeting would be so lovely and so secret and so he could enter to share it. So lovely it is that the thing is that if he was not able to find the fawn there, that disappointment he don't want to let others know. If he is finding that fawn over there, that will be a lovely meeting between fawn and Jody. So he don't want Melville to accompany him. These are the reasons he is just thinking about himself. He said, "It is not far now, but the scrub is very thick for a horse. I can make it on foot." So he's saying that he's giving a reason that now it is very thick scrub is there. We cannot move on the horse. I will be moving through my foot, that I will be walking. "But I am afraid to leave you, boy. Suppose you got lost or got bitten by the snake too." So he is saying that I'm so scared to leave you alone, because at the same some poisonous snakes will be there. It might bite you. I will take care. It might take me a long time to find the fawn. And he is wondered. Leave me off right here. So he's saying that I am so careful. I will take care of myself. Please do leave me here, and you can just wait here. All right, but you take it easy now. You know, north here and east. There and there. The tall pine makes big bearing so long. So long, Melville, I am obliged. He waited for the second of hoofs to end, then cut to the right. The scrub was still. Only his own crackling twigs sounded across his silence. He wondered for an instant, and he had mistaken the direction. So they were thinking about the directions, many things here and there. But the things, everything surrounded him, and he also thought that some direction has gone wrong. Then a buzzard rose in front of him, flapped into the air. He came to the clearing under the oaks. Buzzards sat in a circle around the carcass of the doe. They turned their heads on the long, scrawny necks and hissed him. He threw him bow at them, and they flew at an adjacent tree. The sand showed large cat prints, but the big cats killed fresh, and they had left the door to the carrion birds. So the thing is that he just thinking about the ways where he stopped. What all things happened when they were catching that doe. So all these things, the directions, everything is where inside coming that, and he was able to recognize, he was able to remember where they left out that doe. And he parted the grass at the place where he had seen the foal. So he is just parting the grass and seeing that where he had already left the doe over there. It did not seem possible that it was only yesterday. The fawn was not there. He circled clearing. There was no sound, no signs. The buzzard clacked their wings, impatient to return to their business. He returned to the spot where the fawn had emerged and dropped on all fours, studying the sand for small hoof prints. The night's rain had washed away all tracks except those of cats and buzzard. So he's thinking, or he is just seeing, or he is just checking about all these footprints and everywhere. But the last night rain, everything washed away, but no signs of pointing, no signs of just taking away, finding out all these about the fawn. So he is feeling so helpless over there, how to find out that fawn. Now the third part. Movement directly in front of him startled him so that he stumbled backward. The fawn lifted his face to his and turned its head with a white, wandering in motion, and shook him with a stare of its liquid eyes. It was quivering. It made no effort to rise, and Jody could not trust himself to move. He whispered, "It's me." So immediately when he is moving, what happens is that all of a sudden the sight of the fawn catches his eyes. So what happens is that when immediately he got the sight of the fawn is not able to recognize, but he's saying that, "Don't move, it's me." The fawn lifted its nose, scenting him, and he reached out of the and laid it on at the soft neck. The touch made him delirious, and he moved forward on all the fours until he was close behind it. He put his arm around its body. A light convulsion passed over it, but did not stir. So all of a sudden, he just went to the fawn, and he took it in his arms, and he just hugged it. But it was very difficult for him. But the thing is that the phone started sending him. He understood, so he stopped, and he just gave a positive sign and everything towards this Jody. He stroked its sides as gently as though the fawn were the china deer and he might break it. Its skin was very soft. It was sleek, clean, and had a sweet scent of grass. So he got all the positive signals and everything coming. And of the coming forwarding paragraphs, it is clearly given that how this meeting between Jody and Fawn is so intimate. How nicely this Jody is taking Fawn in his hand and traveling, and how he is carrying, because such a small boy, it is very difficult for him to carry that young doe in his young Fawn in his hands, but he is somehow managing to reach where Mr. Baxter is standing. But he is very much afraid that he might kick or just go fall down from that, or he just will be jumping from his hand. He was so tensed, but nothing happened. He enchanted him, I will carry you after I will get my breath. So he just kept, for after when he is walking, it was very heavy for him. He just kept that door down and he said that just let me take out my breath, then again I will be carried. But the thing is that he somehow managed to reach back. His arms began to ache because somehow he is carrying, but his arms began to ache. But he walked on. The fawn followed him at once. He allowed him to walk a little distance, then picked it up again. Distance home was nothing. So after that, he just carried him and went inside the home. And it was a so wonderful moment for his parents, and everyone was so excited to see how Jody brought back this fawn to home. Jody called, Pa, look. Penny turned his head. Jody stood beside him, and Fo clutched hard against him. It seems to Penny that boy's eyes were as bright as Fawn's, and he said, I am glad you found him. So we always know that Deed's eyes is very catching and very, very, very attractive. But here the curiosity out in his mind. The Jody's eyes are also so bright as this fawn. Now he is saying that Pa is saying that I'm so proud of that. I'm so glad that you found out this fawn. The Jody then went to the kitchen and the fawn bobbled after him. The pan of morning's milk stood in the kitchen, safe. The cream had risen on it. They skimmed the cream into the jug. He poured milk to a small gourd. He held it out to the fawn. It buttered it suddenly, and smelling the milk, he gave precariously for spilling over it the floor. It could not make nothing of the milk. He dipped his fingers in the milk and thrust him into the fawn's soft, wet mouth. So what happens that he don't know. He just poured the milk. Many things he want to just feed that fawn because he is always tense that he is hungry. So he poured the milk in a pot and he was ready to give that. So he just dipped his fingers in that gourd and he just making it into the mouth of that fawn. So this was a small, very cute activities made by John, and because made it everybody so excited to see that. Okay, the fawn blew and sucked and snorted. It stamped its small hoofs impatiently. As long as he held his fingers below the level of the milk, the fawn was content. It closed its eyes dreamily, and it was ecstasy to feel its tongue against his hands. Its small tail flicked back and forth, and the last of the milk vanished in the swole form and gulp. Until the last drop of the milk was vanished, the fawn started drinking and taking and sucking it from the fingers of Jody. So from the lesson, we are able to understand that whatever actions we are doing, that will be very much appealing, or it will be coming back to us. That effect will be coming back to us. Such a small boy is doing very good to that. We should show all the efforts. We should be very much general to all the creatures, all the living creatures in the world. This is how the chapter ends. Okay, thank you.